It is so good to be back with you here on ABC24 Weather Impact now after our week hiatus. I was out of the office, so show took a brief pause. I want to send an extra special shout out to Pepper Baker and also meteorologist Ryan Shoptaw, who filled in for us, and meteorologist Daniel McDonald for holding down the fort here at 6:30. But we are back in action and back and ready to talk about all the why behind the Mid-South weather that we are experiencing. Got a lot of cool videos for you on tonight's show, and also some heartbreaking footage of some damage from storms up in the upper Midwest like you just saw. We'll get to all of that coming up in a bit, but as always, we start out with a check of your local forecast, and what a nice day it has been. After the storms over the weekend, we enjoyed the sunshine, humidity pretty low today, so it's feeling pretty comfortable. And of course, we also had temperatures that were a little lower today. So to start off the week for the next couple of days, we are sunny, we are dry, we're pretty comfortable for right now. We are going to be warmer for the rest of the week. Temperatures climb up each day, especially by Wednesday. We also get a little more humidity into the picture. And of course, that's also going to usher in a chance of some pop-up thunderstorms here later in the week. Taking a look outside right now, temperature's not bad. We had a little cold front pass through this weekend. That's what brought us those storms, but it's also brought in some much more comfortable weather. 77 in Dyersburg right now, 80 in Memphis, 82 in Oxford and Tunica. It's 81 in Clarksdale. The big thing here, though, is, of course, the humidity is a lot lower. Right now, the dew point is at 60. That's the number we use to measure the humidity. This weekend, when we had the thunderstorms, dew point was in the 70s, so it just felt really muggy, really soupy. But that cold front brought in some drier air from the north. So now our dew point's closer to 60. It's still a little humid, but for this time of year, a dew point at 60 is not bad at all. That means we don't really have a heat index. Temperatures feel a little bit more comfortable as you're walking out the door. Of course, no rain on the radar today, looking nice and dry. As you zoom out, you can find that front that passed through this weekend. It's now stalled out. It's a stationary front, and that's actually bringing in some very heavy flooding rain to the Gulf Coast, anywhere from Dallas down to Houston, Corpus Christi, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia. They're all dealing with that heavy rain and chances for thunderstorms as that front is just kind of stuck right there. And there's some more coming up that is likely going to increase the rain chances even higher for areas down to our south. We'll talk about that in a bit. But I do want to talk about how much rain we actually saw. This is in the last 7 days. Now, of course, most of last week was pretty dry, except, you get a little bit later in the week, we started to get those thunderstorms. And then, of course, this weekend, we got some heavy thunderstorms. Most of this fell on Saturday, though. And you look at the rain totals, we had a bullseye right over Memphis of 4 to 5 inches of rain in parts of the Memphis metro, mostly from Saturday, 4 inches all the way out to North Mississippi. And then around that, totals were not as high. We got a little bit over an inch in eastern Arkansas and North Mississippi, but it did seem like the bullseye of that heaviest rain was right over Memphis with that big-time thunderstorm that came through on Saturday and just wouldn't move. That's why we had all that flooding on Saturday. So rainfall tracker starting to improve as it has been for the last couple of weeks. We've picked up 25 inches of rain so far this year. Normal is about 27.5. So we've really eaten up a lot of this deficit that we've seen with that drought earlier in the year. We're starting to see things pick back up. Of course, even if we make up the deficit, we can still be in a drought because of how dry the subsurface is. If you dig into the ground a little bit, many areas are still dry. So even if we make up the deficit, we could still be dealing with a drought in parts of the Mid-South. But the condition is definitely improving. Tonight looks good. Temperatures in the 70s. Low humidity means it feels pretty comfortable. Looks like about 74 by 10 p.m. We'll eventually drop to around 66 degrees. There's a couple of clouds passing by here or there, but I do expect it to be a dry night. Now, tomorrow morning, I threw in a slight chance of a sprinkle. I don't expect much in the way of rain. There might be 1 or 2 raindrops somewhere. Most of us tomorrow are totally dry. We are nice and sunny. Temperatures start off in the 60s. It'll be a little warmer tomorrow. I think we're up to the mid and upper 80s, so some of us even closer to 90 tomorrow. We will be sunny and dry. The thing is, though, not only are the temperatures increasing, the humidity is increasing. So today the humidity is not so bad. Tomorrow, it's going to get a little higher. Wednesday and Thursday, we get back into that uncomfortable category on the humidity, and that's going to come with those rain chances. But of course, it's also just going to make it feel much hotter. So look at this heat index. Tomorrow, 86 on the heat index. Really, it's Wednesday and Thursday you're going to notice it. Heat index mid-90s. So it is going to be very hot and very humid as we get closer to the middle of the week. Actual temperature tomorrow, 87. We'll get to 89 on Wednesday. Plenty of sun. Nice weather the next couple of days. Rain chances basically zero. But Thursday, that's when we see that humidity really kick in. We get a couple of other elements that get in here, and that's going to provide us with that chance of some pop-up storms. So let's get to it and talk about it, because this is going to be our next weather impact, really. There's two things we're watching. We've got a cold front coming in from the north, another cold front here that's going to be coming in. We also have this little zone of low pressure out in the Gulf. We're going to be talking a lot more about this here in a moment, but there's a little area of disturbed weather there that's also going to pick up a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. So we've got the cold front from the north, which also brings in moisture and helps to squeak it out of the atmosphere. Got a lot of moisture along the Gulf Coast with that low pressure zone. You bring those together and it's almost like squeezing a lemon. You squeeze those two together and it kind of juices out all of the rain in the atmosphere. So as those two meet right over us on Thursday, that's when we're going to have that chance for some pop-up storms. Now, it's not going to rain everywhere Thursday, not going to rain all day, but much like what we saw on Saturday, if those storms pop up near you, you could get some heavy flooding rainfall for a couple of minutes. In general, most of us about an inch of rain. But again, if you get a heavier thunderstorm, you could be closer to 2 or 3, maybe even 4 inches of rain if you see one of those heavier storms on Thursday. Notice, though, down to our south with that area of low pressure, heavier rain likely through Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. By the way, looking ahead to the weekend, I think it is a better weekend. Sunshine, 88 Saturday, 88 on Sunday. I did include a slight chance of rain for Sunday, but most of us likely going to be more on the dry side for this weekend. Just a little hotter and a little more humid, of course. By the way, as rain showers pop up on Thursday and maybe a couple for the weekend, you can always keep an eye on them with our live radar 24/7. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or just go on your smart TV and search ABC24. This works if you have Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, Samsung. You can download our app there totally free. You can watch our latest broadcast or our live newscasts, but you can also just watch the radar anytime you want. We have a 24/7 live stream of the radar. So before you make those plans on Thursday, you can check out and see exactly where that rain is popping up. So again, just search ABC24 on your app store there. Sunshine and 87 tomorrow. It is going to be a little warmer, closer to 90 Wednesday with sunshine. That's when the humidity kicks in. So the heat index could be a little closer to 95 on Wednesday. Thursday morning starts off dry. Will be sunny, hot, close to 90. Heat index again in the mid-90s. And then by the afternoon and by the evening hours, especially on Thursday, that's when we see the chance of some pop-up thunderstorms. It's not going to hit everybody, but for those of us that do see storms on Thursday, they could be heavy, could be some loud thunder and lightning, and that can also lead to a little flash flooding. Now, by Friday, that front passes through. So most of us dry out for Friday. Very slight rain chance early in the day, but most of Friday looks good. Not as hot, 83 degrees the high with low humidity. And then the weekend looks pretty good too, although it is going to heat back up. 88 with sunshine on Saturday, 88 on Sunday. Very slight chance of a pop-up shower on Sunday, but it looks like most of the weekend's going to be dry. It's early next week. We have our next chance of storms. I think by Monday, we'll have a couple more pop-up storms in the forecast, with highs in the mid-80s. So that is a check of your local forecast. Pretty typical June time pattern here as we've got these chances for pop-up storms. Just have the umbrella handy. And of course, stay with us at ABC24 and on that ABC24 app for the latest. A nice night outside right now, though, and low humidity. We'll have a check of your regional forecast if you're headed out of town with meteorologist Daniel McDonald right after this.